What's the spirit of the team? What's the focus in these last, I guess, two friendlies before next weekend?
Yeah, the spirit's really good. There's a good feeling within the group, within the camp. We're happy to be back from Mexico in terms of understanding now the season's around the corner. But at the same time, we've got a difficult challenge tomorrow, and another step in our progress towards getting ready on the 25th. And so we'll approach it that way in terms of using it as another rung on the ladder and continue to get better in all ways. And then same thing on Saturday against St. Louis.
I know y'all spent a lot of time focusing on defense in the first few weeks of the preseason. Has it made the progress that you hoped to see at this point now in training camp?
Yeah, I mean, listen, every day it's an understanding of situations. It's an understanding of what Gonzalo and the staff are asking us to do and how to respond in those situations on the field. And so that stuff doesn't happen overnight, doesn't happen in one game, 2 games. It's something that is a constant evolving process. And so we understand that, but like I said, it's clicking more and more each day, which is what we want. And so from that standpoint, it's a positive within the group.
And how close are you to feeling like your pre-injury self out there in games with reaction times and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, again, right, you try to recreate as much as you can in training, and that part's hard. You can only do so much in terms of trying to recreate a game atmosphere and decision making and those split second reactions and whatnot. So I mean, I feel good. From a physical standpoint, I feel really good. It's just getting back into the groove and continuing to push myself along with Liam and obviously the group itself, but doing things that are moving me along in the right direction.
Is it difficult to not be too hard on yourself? You have the rough start at Chattanooga and another goal, I think, in one of the preseason games that maybe could have been prevented. Is it tough to kind of maintain a positive mental focus as you try to get back?
No, not at all. I've been out for 9 months. I've never, in 19 years, I've never had a serious injury. And so I hold myself to a certain standard. I hold myself, whether it be training, whether it be games, I hold myself accountable. And so it's not been hard at all. It's probably been the opposite, to be honest. And I know those things, they're not me. And so it's just a matter of continuing to fight day in and day out.
What's been the hardest thing coming back in preseason after that long layoff that you've never had to deal with?
The hardest part is probably just the decision making and the feeling that you have in games, the feeling that it's not coachable. It's not, whether you have it or you don't, and just the understanding of reading the game and being in the game and those types of things. You can't create those things or recreate those things in training. And so now you're in a game atmosphere and listen, if you're a goalkeeper, you make a mistake, the ball normally ends up in the back of the net. If you're a center mid and you make a mistake, they still got to go through maybe 4 guys, 5 guys, 6 guys, whatever it is, right? Or if you're a striker and you miss 9 chances, but you score 1 and the team wins 1-0, you're the hero, But that's what I signed up for. That's part of the position. It's part and parcel of the game. And so just getting back into that groove with each and every game.
I know they haven't been able to train yet, but what is your impressions just of the personalities, the locker room of the 2 new signings, Luis and Yorgos?
Yeah, they've been fantastic. Both speak English really, really well. So no communication issue whatsoever. And so just talking to them, whether it be at the breakfast table or whatever in the locker room, just talking to them and getting to know them, getting to know, their backstory, families, kids, things like that. And they've been great. They've been great, and you can see the eagerness and hungriness that they have about them of wanting to be able to help the group, and so I know as soon as all the legalities and the paperwork and all that stuff gets sorted, then it'll be exciting to welcome them into the group kind of fully.
And Luis is, I think, the first true left-footed center back y'all had. I know LGP could play with his left foot pretty well, but how does that help just the formation, the balance, and the tactics of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that helps in certain ways, but at the same time, having a right-footed center back playing on the left side, when you have a right-footed guy playing there, that allows them to do certain things that maybe a left-footed guy can't do, and so it goes both ways. I don't think that's going to be the oh my gosh moment of holy cow, there's a left-footed left center back playing. But like I said, I'm sure there'll be positives because of it, and I'm sure there'll be times when he's got the ball in his right foot, and he'll be able to sort that out and deal with that. But yeah, it's not something that we go into thinking about, whether it be training or a game. That's not something that's on the front of our mind.
I thought you left-footers stuck together.
I don't even know if I'm left-footed.
What's been the vibe with the group, with some new faces and some guys who've been here for a long time who aren't here? How's the chemistry so far?
Yeah, it's been good. As I said, the mood in the camp, the mood in the group is excited, eagerness. Anytime you're in preseason, it's always a grind. It's preseason games. It's this, it's that. You want to be playing real games, and that's what it's all about. And so, yeah, the mood in the group is good. The excitement is there. The understanding of what's being asked on the field is coming together. So yeah, it's been a good time. We had a few different activities and whatnot. Dinners and different things when we were down in Mexico. We spent quite a lot of time together, as you can imagine. But it was good, and we're ready to go. Yeah.
Just some personnel things to start with, please. Has Derek joined the team in training,
Yes.
and how's he looking?
Good. Yeah, he's fully integrated into the team.
We didn't see Amar out there today. I thought he had been training with the team.
Yeah, he was based on pain tolerance, but the pain was too much some time ago, and then he's training different format, but on his own. Yeah.
And Santi was kind of running by himself while everybody else was doing stuff today. Is that just because of his injury, or what's?
Yeah, he had a little bit of an injury down in Mexico, a little bit of strain in the doctor,
Okay.
grade 1. So we hope he's gonna be back very soon.
And any idea on when your two newest signings are going to be able to join team training?
No, that's up to the visa process, and we have just to wait.
I don't know if they provided updates to you all.
No, they're the same. We're just waiting, literally. Yeah.
And tomorrow, American Family Insurance Cup. Make these guys happy that say that on air.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the approach to this? Is it treated like a serious game, or is it time for a little more experimentation, like you did, like with Chol at striker in Mexico?
Well, I think every time we're on the field, it's a serious game for us. Either, it's obviously preseason, and we're focused on the performance and all that. But this is probably a little bit more serious than that. We're in front of our fans. We're at home, and yeah, we might be two teams there and trying to see different things. But every time we're on the field, I hope the players take it seriously.
Can you tell us, I don't think we've talked to you since Preseason, can you tell us your thoughts on that game?
It was very good. It was very good. Yeah, I forgot that you were not able to see it. But yeah, it was a very good game, actually. We ended up the game very happy about the performance of the team, especially the first 45 and probably 60 minutes of the game. The team showed very well against a very good team like Cruz Azul, good players. And we did a lot of the things that we work on. A couple golazos from Luis and Thiago, in terms of the team building, team bonding, better and better. Obviously, things to correct. We saw on the film a couple of those, but we end up with the feeling like, yeah, we did very good. Then after that, the last 30 minutes, we put again a lot of the kids and very proud of their effort. You can see that they were a bit nervous, and it was Estadio Azteca against Cruz Azul and all that. But after they get rid of those little moments of nervosism, they did very well. They compete, they fought, and it was really good to see it.
What were those things you needed to correct?
A little bit on managing the moments of the game. I mean, we were doing, honestly, I told the players, like 44 minutes, almost perfect, like very good, like dominating in possession, having very good opportunities on goal, good movements, counter movements, a lot of fluidity in our possession. But then out of a silly foul, that it was our ball, silly foul, 20 yards from the box, we just rush the play into a guy that had a man in behind. We forced that negative pass, which ended up in a one-on-one on Brad. Brad saved it, did a great job there. And then the second ball, we commit a foul, and from a free kick, they score a goal, top of the corner, very good goal for them. But it's just literally the last minute of the first half. So managing those moments and how we can kind of kill the game a little bit in those moments, making sure we sustain the ball and we end up with a 1-0 advantage at halftime. Like those little experience managing the moments of the game. Defensively, very happy with the defensive shape again. I felt that this time worked even better. Couple little details on the shifts and the distances in between the units that we already talked about, but those are the main things.
We haven't talked to you since Yorgos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, exactly.
Yes.
Can you tell us why it seemed like the correct target to go after for
Well, probably you have seen a lot of his movements, of his stats as well, in terms of chance creation and involvement in goals. You can see immediately that he's a guy that is passionate about the scoring goals, and what I like about him is he's always on the move. He's always on the move. He's constantly moving, looking for gaps, and once he's inside the 18, he has those double movements that I really like. So he's always pretending he's going to the near post, he goes to the far post, he's going to the near post, he drops and stays for the cutbacks. And the second actions, the reactions are immediately there, so that's why he scores a lot of goals in his career. And then another one is probably a different look, but he's a big target guy, so he can give us a couple more variants in our attacking shape, and maybe at times when teams try to pin us back and put pressure on us, maybe we can play the ball to him, he shields the ball, wait for the supporting runs, and then we start the progression from there. So he can give us a little bit of that as well, and also very powerful in the aerial duels, so I think his whole package is very good. He's also a hard worker. He's a hard worker. He press, he chase, he does everything he needs to do for the team. So I think it's a perfect fit for how we do.
You mentioned the press last year. Atlanta was last in the league in total pressures. From my understanding, that's for second spectrum. Has that been a focus this season to kind of rework the press and make it more effective?
Yes, I mean, I felt that we did well in many games. I mean, obviously, the whole season, once you analyze in data, the whole season, you can see is one of the areas we need to do better. And I think also the personnel matters, right? So we had a lot of injuries and all of those. And yeah, I think with the players we have at the moment, we're working on that. But at the same time, maybe this time we take, in certain moments of the season and in certain games, less risk at pressing. So we want to be at home and front foot and press, but there are moments where maybe even throughout the game we can modify. we press the first 15 minutes, then we maybe stay in the middle block and we are solid and we don't give any gaps for the opponent to take advantage on us. And then our transition moments in the preseason have been fantastic, like with Luis, Thiago, in this moment Caleb, but when Derek is back, and obviously Yaku, I think it's going to be very, very good.
I was going to ask you, how, Carlos talked a little bit about how he thinks he can, Yorgos can make Thiago better, Luis better, Derek better. I want to get your thoughts on, because he hasn't been able to train yet, but just in theory, how would that work?
Well, I think the reason is because he's, again, as I said, he's constantly moving. So he's going to be always a target for them once they are in the pockets and they are facing forward with time and space. They're going to have a 9 that actually runs in behind and makes those diagonal runs to beat defenders. But also he's one that likes to combine, that is unselfish in that sense. Once he's on the box, he has one focus to score goals, but before that, he's one that can drop and combine and then sprint in behind again. So he's gonna make that group of players to be better in that sense. But also, we have to understand it takes time, right? It won't come immediately. It takes time to yell out that cohesion and that understanding the timings for Thiago when he turns, the right timing for Yaku to sprint in behind, or the right timing to drop and play back to Luis. So all those little things will come with time. So that's why we're waiting for them to be integrated into the team.
And this number's probably wrong, but off the top of my head, y'all have 7 goals from what would be considered probably the group of first team starters in the preseason so far. And a lot of them haven't been like the individual moments of brilliance that this team has needed, even predated you for goals. So I would imagine that's got to be reassuring to you, the chemistry and the combining of the players, that they're feeding off each other to create opportunities. And it's just the preseason. You haven't even gotten into the season yet when it could happen more.
Yeah, I think, yes, there have been some goals that have been brilliant, but there's always team efforts, little things in the build-up, and even it's just a transition moment, there were things that happened that is team goals. We were looking at the first goal of Thiago against Cruz Azul, and yes, it's a fantastic play between Luis and Thiago. Fantastic combination play, but at the same time, the movement of Caleb stretching the fullback, so allowing Thiago more time and space one-on-one against the defender, and the movement of matchup, isolating the center back with him. So now it's really a one-on-one Thiago against the center back, and Thiago beat the center back. Goodbye. It's a one-on-one on the goalkeeper. So there are little things and movements in the positional style that even the guy that doesn't participate at all in the play, like Brooks Lennon staying wide and maybe not even touching the ball, but him stretching the back line affects everything. So again, there are little things like that we are trying to make every goal we score a team goal, and that's the idea.
Chop started again against Cruz Azul.
I'm sorry?
Chop started at striker.
Yes.
How did he?
Good. I mean, in some ways, he's similar in some ways to Yaku in some ways. Like, it's a tall presence, good in the air, like always willing to run and chase and press and get back to recover the shape, the defensive shape, a lot of energy. I mean, the sprints he was doing and how he was able to stretch the back line, create a lot of space for Luis and Thiago to operate in between the lines. So in that sense, it's similar. Obviously, Yaku is a top striker in Europe, and I think he scores many goals, and that's the challenge for matchup is impacting with the final touch and the final pass in the final third. But overall, he did very well. Actually, I'm very happy with matchup in that position.
If Yorgos isn't available for the first game against San Jose, are we more likely to see Chop over Jackson?
Well, we'll see. Still, there are a few things that I want to see from both of them. Probably with Jackson, I know what I get with Jackson, and I've seen last season and even with the second team. For Chop is a little bit of a different position. That's why I wanted to give him that exposure of minutes in there just to see what is Chop as a 9. And so far so good. So yeah, we will see then the decisions for the first game.
Luis, I don't think we have to take on Luis. Carlos said he's like a Parkhurst in his ability to see the game and just be a calming presence in that back line. Was that a quality that you were hoping the team would acquire? just a calmer kind of presence back there?
Yes, I didn't have the pleasure to see Parky close here as a coach or here in Atlanta. I was always facing him. But yeah, I can see that Parky was an intelligent center back that knew how to be always the sweeper and be well organized and always in good shape with the good angles, leadership and all of that. So yeah, probably Abraham is more similar to that compared to the Alan Francos, the last center back we had. So yeah, what I like about Abraham is number one is a left-footed center back. That's number one, and it's not easy to find. And for the build-up, always helps to have a left-footed center back. Number two is, yes, he's very cerebral. He always tends to be in the right spot, not giving away a lot of space in behind. Good timing to press. It's not like he's not aggressive. He can be aggressive. When I was watching his time in Vélez, he was very aggressive and his tackles are very good. But he prefers to be zonal with a good shape with the back four. So he's more defending in the unit as I want, rather than individually going on the flank against the winger and trying to win that battle on his own. He's not like that. So it's going to be a different fit compared to what we have seen, but I think he's going to yell out very well. But again, it's also competition because you have Miles, you have Purata. Purata has been doing very well. So, and Noah. Tomorrow you're going to see Noah. Noah is growing enormously in his game. So it's another one that we have a lot of hopes for him to have a good year this year.
Gonzalo, ¿cómo vas?
Sí, ¿qué tal, Diego? ¿Todo bien?
¿Qué lugar tiene el partido mañana en tu planificación y qué buscas con el juego contra Toluca?
¿Qué busco? Bueno, ¿qué lugar tiene? Un muy buen rival, probablemente uno de los mejores que voy a enfrentar en toda la pretemporada, junto con Cruz Azul, junto con San Luis. Probablemente Toluca está ahí entre el primero y segundo lugar. Entonces, aprovechar minutos de calidad contra un rival de calidad. Pero también tengo que pensar en la parte física, sobre todo de cara al partido que tenemos contra San Luis. Entonces seguramente jugaré un periodo de tiempo con un equipo y luego otro periodo de tiempo con otro equipo para que el sábado puedan jugar la gran mayoría 90 minutos contra San Luis una semana antes del primer partido. Entonces, por supuesto que estoy viendo en la parte futbolística todo lo que tengo que hacer, pero con un ojo en la parte física, que es lo mejor para ellos.
¿Y lo hace especial el tema de que vuelva a ser la afición, ante el público, con una copa en juego?
Sí, eso es muy bonito. Algo de lo que nos gustó del partido contra Atlanta era eso, ¿no? Que se sentía el ambiente futbolero una vez más. Hace mucho que no jugábamos en frente de fans y el estadio de Atlanta es muy futbolero, es muy tiene historia, ese estadio respira historia y eso se siente. Entonces jugar aquí en frente de nuestros fans en una copa lo hace también especial, por supuesto, y esperemos que lo hagamos muy bien.
¿Tendrá minutos el griego? Llegó hace poco, lo tenés que ir adaptando, pero tal vez 25 o 30 minutos capaz que se lo puede ver o no.
No va a participar para nada, ni él ni Abraham. Por el tema de visa ellos no pueden estar con nosotros, entonces estamos esperando a que nos den luz verde en ese sentido.
¿Pero está físicamente?
Sí, físicamente bien.
¿Es un tema administrativo?
Es un tema de visa, sí.
La otra pregunta te iba a hacer, trascendió públicamente que Palmeiras lo quiere a Luis Araújo. Están buscándolo, lo tasaron en algo así como 12 millones de dólares. No te voy a preguntar a vos si lo venderías o no, pero te voy a preguntar cuánto te puede complicar a tu estructura de idea de juego no contar con un jugador como ese.
Mira, no tengo en mente en algún escenario no tener a Luis. Tengo en mi mente tener a Luis. Es un jugador muy importante para nosotros. Creo que este año va a ser muy bueno para él. Creo que va a ser un año extraordinario para Luis Araujo. Está haciendo una pretemporada extraordinaria en todos sentidos, en los entrenamientos, en los partidos, mucho más metido, mucho más concentrado, con más hambre de querer ser el hombre importante. Y en este momento, nadie me ha dicho nada oficial ni nada al respecto. He escuchado los rumores, por supuesto, pero no me veo no teniendo a Luis Araujo en el once inicial. Bueno, no es mi decisión, pero no me veo.
¿Te vas a pelear con Cabo si te lo quieres vender?
Y bueno, sí, seguramente sí.
Gracias, Gonzalo.
I wanted just to let you know, because maybe, so it's not a surprise, tomorrow Brad Guzan and Miles won't play. It's part of the periodization we have for them, so they won't see any minutes. And so then the plan is them to play 90 minutes against San Luis. So I didn't want to risk 2 games very close for those 2 specifically. So just, it's not a surprise for you guys not to see them tomorrow. Is that okay? Okay, thank you.
Any other surprises?